Ladies and gentlemen, you are the creator of your own world, the master of your own destiny. The world you see around you, every person, every circumstance, every event, is nothing more than the reflection of your own inner state of being. What you experience, you have called into being consciously or unconsciously with your thoughts, your beliefs, your assumptions. If you are dissatisfied with the world you see, it is because you have forgotten the power that resides within you. You are not at the mercy of external forces, but the creator of the forces that shape your life. Now it is time to remember who you truly are. You are not just an individual struggling to survive in a world full of challenges. You are the embodiment of all possibility, the living expression of infinite power, and the one who can shape the course of your own life with the strength of your inner world. It is time to step into your greatness, to act as though you are the best, because no one is better than you. You see, every person is a reflection of their self-image. The way you see yourself is the way you will experience life. If you see yourself as limited, you will attract limitations. If you see yourself as weak, you will face circumstances that reinforce that weakness. But if you see yourself as powerful, as a force of creation, as someone who is worthy of all the success and abundance the world has to offer, then that will be your experience. The moment you assume the feeling of being the best, the moment you act as though you are the best, the world around you will shift to reflect that assumption. It all begins with your self-image, the picture you hold in your mind of who you are and what you are capable of. The image you have of yourself is the foundation upon which your world is built. If you want to change your world, you must change the image you have of yourself. You must begin to see yourself as the person you want to become. Imagine for a moment that you are already the best in your field, the best at what you do. Feel the confidence, the assurance, the strength that comes with that knowledge. Don't merely think about it, feel it. Feel the power of being the best in the world. Feel the pride of knowing that no one is better than you, not in your chosen endeavor, not in your personal life, not in your relationships. When you act as though you are the best, your mind will begin to align itself with that belief. Your subconscious mind will take that assumption as fact, and it will begin to work behind the scenes, bringing everything in your life into alignment with that assumption. Opportunities will appear where none existed before. People will begin to treat you with the respect and admiration you deserve. Doors that once seemed closed will suddenly swing wide open. This is the magic of acting as though you are the best. The moment you adopt this mindset, you set into motion the law of assumption, which governs all manifestation. But the key is to feel it. It's not enough to merely think that you are the best, you must assume the feeling of the best. And when you do, you will see the world transform before your eyes. Think for a moment about the great athletes, the great artists, the great business leaders, the great thinkers. What is the common thread that runs through them all? It is not their talent alone, nor is it their circumstances. It is their belief, their unshakable belief in their own greatness. They have assumed the feeling of being the best, and because of that, their actions, their decisions, and their results are a direct reflection of that assumption. Now you may be thinking, but I'm not the best yet. I have so much to learn, so much to improve, and to that I say good, because you do not need to wait until you are the best to act as though you are the best. In fact, that is the very thing that will bring your greatness into manifestation. The law of assumption does not require you to be perfect before you can begin to manifest your desires. It simply requires that you assume the feeling of the person you want to become. And once you begin to assume that feeling, the rest will follow. You will begin to act from a place of confidence, from a place of power, from a place of inner strength. And as you do, you will begin to see your outer world reflect that strength. This is the power of acting as though you are the best. It is the power of assuming your greatness before it is physically apparent. The world will conform to your assumptions, and the more you live in the end, the more the world around you will shift to reflect your inner reality. But I must caution you, you cannot waver in your belief. The moment you doubt yourself, the moment you question your worth, you will undo all of the work you've done. Doubt is the greatest enemy of manifestation. Doubt tells the subconscious mind that what you are assuming is not true, and so it resists the change you are trying to create. To overcome doubt, you must persist. You must remain true to your assumption no matter what the world around you looks like. When circumstances seem to contradict your assumption, remind yourself that the outer world is simply a reflection of what is happening within. If you persist in assuming the feeling of being the best, the outer world must eventually conform to that assumption. In the same way, when you act as though you are the best, your actions will reflect your assumption. You will no longer hesitate, no longer second-guess yourself. You will take bold, decisive action, knowing that you are worthy of success, worthy of greatness. You will step into the arena of life with confidence, knowing that you are the best at what you do, and that nothing can stop you. There will be those who try to undermine your belief in yourself, who will tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not capable of achieving your dreams. But their opinions are irrelevant. They are merely reflections of their own beliefs, not yours. You are the master of your own world, and you alone have the power to shape it. You must be willing to let go of the opinions of others and trust in the power of your own imagination. When you stand firm in your belief, when you refuse to accept anything less than greatness for yourself, you will begin to see your world change. The people around you will begin to recognize your worth. They will begin to see you as the best because you have already assumed that role for yourself. And when they see you as the best, they will treat you as such. But remember, this is not about arrogance. This is not about thinking you are better than others, but about knowing that you are equal to the best. It is about acknowledging your own greatness without comparison to anyone else. You do not need to put others down to lift yourself up. Simply recognize that you are the best in your own right, that you have unique gifts and talents that no one else can match. And in doing so, you will rise to a level of success and fulfillment that once seemed impossible. As you continue to assume the feeling of being the best, your self-image will transform. You will no longer see yourself as someone who is striving, struggling, or lacking. You will see yourself as someone who has already arrived. And as you see yourself in this new light, you will begin to act accordingly. You will no longer hesitate, you will no longer doubt, because you will know that you are the best. It is through your assumption that you will create your world. And the moment you assume the feeling of being the best, the world will begin to shift to match that assumption. You will find yourself in situations that elevate you, in relationships that support you, in environments that nurture your growth. The world will reflect back to you the belief you hold about yourself. Now let me remind you once more, the power to create your world lies within you. The moment you begin to act as though you are the best, the moment you assume the feeling of the best, everything in your life must begin to align with that assumption. There is no limit to what you can achieve when you recognize the power of your own imagination and the truth of your own greatness. So step into your greatness now. Act as though you are already the best. Feel the power of your own success and let the world reflect that power back to you. For in doing so, you will become the best, not because you are better than anyone else, but because you are the best version of yourself. And that is all that is required to manifest the life of your dreams. You are the best, and no one is better than you. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions you hold shape your experiences. To change your life, you must first change the way you see yourself and your potential. To manifest your desires, you must act as though you are already the best version of yourself. Assume the feeling of success, confidence, and greatness, and your world will shift to reflect that assumption. The law of assumption governs your reality. What you feel and believe to be true will manifest. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation. You must remain persistent in your belief in your own greatness, no matter what external circumstances may suggest. Your subconscious mind will work to bring about what you persistently assume, so stay true to your vision of yourself as the best. Recognizing your own greatness does not mean putting others down. You are unique with gifts and abilities that make you the best in your own right. You do not need to compare yourself to anyone else to feel worthy of success and fulfillment. Embrace your own uniqueness and act from a place of inner strength and confidence. You are the creator of your own reality. This is not just a philosophical idea, nor is it some abstract New Age concept. It is a fundamental truth that governs the universe. The reality you experience, your life, your circumstances, your relationships, your successes, and your failures are all the result of your inner thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, and feelings. What you think, what you believe to be true about yourself, the world, and your place within it is mirrored back to you in the form of your external experiences. If you understand this truth and take responsibility for it, you can transform your world. At the core of this idea is the understanding that your mind is not merely a passive observer of reality, but rather the active creator of it. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every emotion you feel is like a seed being planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. These seeds, once planted, will eventually grow into the experiences and circumstances that populate your world. What you believe to be true, you will experience as true. Your reality is the outward manifestation of the patterns of thought you hold most dear. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the cause of those circumstances. The moment you realize this, the power to change your life is placed firmly in your hands. Many people walk through life unaware of the immense power they wield within themselves. They believe that life happens to them, that they are at the mercy of external events, or that their future is determined by forces outside of their control, by luck, by fate, by other people, or by societal structures. They may feel that they have no choice but to accept their current situation or the limited opportunities before them. But this belief is nothing more than a misunderstanding of the way reality works. You are not a passive bystander, you are the architect of your life. Your thoughts and beliefs are the blueprints that shape your future. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that external circumstances define who you are or dictate what is possible for you. You might look at your current life situation, whether it's your financial condition, your job, your relationships, or your health, and think that this is all there is. You might look at the world and see obstacles and challenges that seem insurmountable. And you might believe that these challenges will always be part of your life. But this is a false assumption. The moment you recognize that your external circumstances are merely a reflection of your inner state, you open the door to transformation. Your thoughts create your reality, and these thoughts are not random. They are shaped by your beliefs, and your beliefs are formed by repeated thoughts and experiences over time. For example, if you hold the belief that you are not worthy of success, you will unconsciously act in ways that reinforce this belief. You may sabotage opportunities, avoid taking risks, or settle for less than you deserve. You will, in essence, live down to your own expectations. But the moment you decide to shift your beliefs, you begin to alter the course of your life. If you decide to believe that you are worthy of success, abundance, and happiness, your thoughts, behaviors, and actions will align with that belief, and your world will begin to change. It is important to understand that the subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. The subconscious mind accepts as fact whatever you impress upon it, whether it is based on reality or simply your perception. This is the key to understanding how you create your own reality. The mind works in such a way that once you repeatedly impress a thought or belief upon it, it begins to create circumstances that reflect that belief. For example, if you constantly think of yourself as being poor, unlucky, or incapable, your subconscious mind will create experiences that confirm this. But if you begin to imagine yourself as successful, wealthy, or talented, the subconscious mind will also work to create experiences that align with this new assumption. The power of imagination cannot be overstated. Imagination is the creative force behind all manifestation. When you imagine yourself in a certain way, whether it's as a successful entrepreneur, a loving partner, or a confident, healthy person, you are impressing that image upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, in turn, will begin to manifest situations, people, and opportunities that align with this new image, Your imagination is the seed of creation. The more vividly you imagine your desired reality and the more you embody the feeling of already having it, the more real it becomes in your life. The key to transforming your reality is to live in the end. This means that you must stop thinking in terms of how something will happen and instead focus on the end result you desire. You do not need to know how your desires will come to fruition. The moment you begin to focus on the end, on the feeling of already having what you want, you allow the universe to figure out the details. If you imagine yourself already successful, already healthy, already abundant, the steps to achieving that reality will unfold in your life without you needing to know exactly how it will happen. You do not need to understand the mechanics of manifestation, you simply need to focus on the feeling of your desire fulfilled. This is where many people go wrong. They focus too much on the how and the when, becoming frustrated when things do not happen on their timeline. But the moment you release the need to control the outcome and focus instead on the feeling of having already achieved your goal, you open the door to effortless manifestation. This is not about forcing things to happen or trying to manipulate the world around you. It is about aligning yourself with the feeling of your desired reality. When you truly understand that you are the creator of your own reality, you begin to take full responsibility for your life. This means that you stop blaming others, stop blaming your circumstances, and stop feeling like a victim of external forces. You recognize that everything that is happening in your life is a reflection of your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. And the moment you take responsibility for your own creation, you also take back the power to change it. However, this recognition is not meant to make you feel guilty or hopeless. It is meant to empower you. The moment you realize that you have created your own reality, you also realize that you can create something new. If your current life is not what you want, you have the power to change it. If your relationships are not fulfilling, if your career is not progressing, if your health is not where you want it to be, you can change it. But to do so, you must change the way you think and feel about yourself and the world around you. The change begins within you. You must shift your internal reality to match the external reality you wish to experience. It is also important to recognize that you are not alone in this creative process. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, always working to bring your desires into reality. The moment you align your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings with your desires, the universe will begin to move in ways you cannot always predict. You will encounter opportunities, meet people, and come across situations that will help you bring your desires into form. But this can only happen when you trust in the creative process and remain unwavering in your belief that what you desire is already yours. When you begin to understand that you are the creator of your own reality, you will see your life shift in profound ways. You will begin to attract the people, situations, and circumstances that reflect your new belief in your power. Your world will begin to mirror back to you the changes you've made within yourself. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. You will learn to create your reality with intention, to consciously choose the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that align with the life you want to create. And the more you do this, the more you will see your external world transform into a reflection of your inner vision. You are the creator of your own reality. This is not just a metaphor, it is the fundamental truth of existence. The world is not happening to you, it is happening because of you. And once you embrace this truth, your life will begin to shift in ways that will amaze you. You have the power to create the life you want, and it all begins with the thoughts and beliefs you hold about yourself and your potential. The idea of assuming the feeling of the best is one of the most powerful concepts in the realm of personal transformation and manifestation. This idea lies at the heart of many teachings about the law of attraction, the power of the subconscious mind, and the ability of humans to create their reality. At its core, it's about embodying the emotions, beliefs, and states of mind that align with the version of yourself you wish to become, long before any external evidence of that transformation is visible. It is about feeling, acting, and living as though you have already achieved your goal, already become the person you aspire to be, and already possess the life you desire. This is not wishful thinking, but a deep inner knowing that your external reality is a direct reflection of your inner state. When we talk about assuming the feeling of the best, we are not simply asking you to imagine your goals or to visualize your dreams. We are asking you to go beyond mere imagination and mental imagery. To assume the feeling of the best is to embody that feeling so completely that it becomes your dominant state of being. You must live in that feeling, walk in that feeling, think in that feeling, and breathe that feeling every moment of every day. It's not just about wanting something or hoping for something to happen in the future. It's about realizing that the best, the most successful, the most confident version of yourself already exists within you, and all you need to do is step into that version fully and completely. This state of assuming the feeling of the best requires you to shift your perception of yourself and the world. You cannot continue to see yourself as lacking or limited, because the best version of yourself is not a person who is struggling, waiting, or wondering when their turn will come. The best version of yourself is a person who operates from a place of certainty, confidence, and self-assuredness. This is someone who knows their worth, understands their power, and acts in accordance with their beliefs about their own greatness. It is not about arrogance or superiority over others, rather, it's about a deep, unshakable belief in your own value and potential. This shift in perception is not as simple as simply changing a few thoughts or saying affirmations. It requires you to fundamentally alter the way you experience yourself and the world around you. If you want to be the best, you must first decide that you already are the best. You do not need to wait for some external sign or event to tell you that you are worthy of success. The key to manifestation and personal growth is the feeling of having already arrived at your desired outcome. You must stop seeing yourself as someone in the process of becoming and start seeing yourself as someone who has already arrived at their destination. To assume the feeling of the best means that you must live from the feeling of success, even if outward circumstances do not yet reflect it. You must walk as if the goals you desire have already been achieved. You must think, feel, and act as if you are already the person who has the relationships, career, wealth, and lifestyle you desire. This does not mean faking it or pretending in a superficial way. It means truly inhabiting the feeling of having already achieved your dream life. This is where many people fall short. They spend their days focused on what they don't have, what they still need to accomplish, and the gap between where they are and where they want to be. They focus on the lack, on the absence of what they desire, and in doing so, they perpetuate that feeling of lack. The key is to shift your focus completely. Instead of focusing on the distance between where you are now and where you want to be, focus on embodying the feeling of success, abundance, or love as if it is already your reality. The universe, or the subconscious mind, does not respond to what you want or to what you need. It responds to what you feel, to the emotional state you maintain consistently. When you focus on the feeling of the best, your emotions begin to align with your desires, and the law of assumption goes to work. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you consistently feel and assume that you are already the best, your subconscious will begin to bring that feeling into your experience. This can be challenging, especially when circumstances in your life may not appear to reflect the success you want. The temptation is to fall back into old patterns of thinking, doubting that your desires will ever come true. But this is where the power of assumption truly comes into play. The more you assume the feeling of the best, the more you align yourself with the outcome, and the more your outer reality begins to conform to your inner assumption. Let us take an example. Imagine you are trying to manifest a new job or career opportunity. If you continue to focus on the lack of a job, the anxiety about interviews, or the uncertainty about whether you'll ever find the right opportunity, you are feeding the belief that you are not yet the person who has the job you desire. However, if you begin to assume the feeling of already having that job, feeling the satisfaction, the security, and the excitement of being employed in your dream position, then you begin to attract experiences that align with that feeling. You might visualize yourself getting a job offer, and then you imagine how you would feel when that call comes. You might feel the excitement, the relief, the gratitude, and the pride. You feel that in your body. You feel the joy of already having the job. This is assuming the feeling of the best, feeling the emotions of already being the person you wish to become. You do not wait for the job to materialize before you start feeling those emotions. You feel them now in the present moment, knowing that as you do, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of success and attracting that reality into your life. The act of assuming the feeling of the best also means that you must embody confidence, poise, and certainty in everything you do. If you are waiting for success to give you confidence, you are missing the point. You must act with the confidence of someone who is already successful. If you want to be healthy, you must embody the energy of someone who is healthy. If you want to be wealthy, you must feel as though you already have the abundance you desire. The key is not to focus on what you don't have, but to focus on what you already are in the emotional and mental sense. This is the true power of acting as though it is not an exercise in pretending or imagining, but rather an act of becoming. You are not trying to fool yourself. You are engaging with the present moment in such a way that you are aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the version of yourself you desire to become. You are calling into existence the very qualities and conditions that will bring about the success you seek. When you fully assume the feeling of the best, it becomes almost impossible for doubt to creep in. Doubt arises when we are not in alignment with our desires. Doubt arises when we are still caught up in the belief that we are separate from the thing we want. But when you are living in the end, when you are embodying the feeling of already having it, doubt simply cannot find a place to take root. You are so immersed in the experience of success, of being the best, that your mind becomes a fertile ground for positive thoughts and beliefs to take root and grow. The act of assuming the feeling of the best also involves letting go of the need to control the outcome. It is not your job to figure out how things will unfold, when they will unfold, or through whom they will unfold. Your only job is to consistently assume the feeling of having what you want. Once you have assumed that feeling, you must trust that the universe or the power of your subconscious mind will take care of the details. By assuming the feeling of the best, you open yourself to limitless possibilities, to a reality that reflects your deepest desires and highest potential. You are no longer waiting for the world to change. You are changing it from within. You are no longer dependent on external circumstances to dictate your emotional state. You have become the master of your own experience. Persistence and belief are two of the most powerful forces that drive the process of manifestation and transformation. These are not mere qualities that we hope to develop, but essential principles that must become ingrained in our minds and our lives if we are to create the reality we desire. To persist and believe is to cultivate an unshakable foundation within yourself, a foundation that cannot be swayed by doubt, by time, or by the external world. It is to firmly anchor yourself in the certainty that what you desire is already yours, even before it materializes in your external world. These qualities are what turn dreams into reality, and they are essential for anyone who wishes to take control of their life and step into their highest potential. When we speak of persistence, we are not simply referring to the act of trying repeatedly over and over again. Persistence is not about sheer effort alone. It is about maintaining a single-minded focus on your goal, no matter the obstacles or challenges that may arise. Persistence is the ability to stay unwavering in your commitment to your desires, to continue moving forward even when the road seems unclear, and to maintain that forward motion without getting distracted by the appearance of difficulties. It is the quality of holding fast to your vision, regardless of what the current circumstances may suggest. It is about cultivating a mindset that refuses to accept anything less than the outcome you have imagined, knowing that persistence, when paired with belief, will bring it into existence. To persist is to move with purpose and intention day after day, hour after hour, even if there is no immediate evidence that your efforts are bearing fruit. Most people give up when they don't see results right away. They let impatience, frustration, or doubt cloud their perception. But the truth is, manifestation requires time and faith. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not expect it to sprout the next day, nor do you dig it up repeatedly to check its progress. You trust in the process, knowing that the seed is working beneath the surface, growing its roots before it ever reaches the light. The same is true of your desires. When you persist, you are cultivating the soil of your subconscious mind, and eventually the fruits of your labor will sprout. Persistence is not just about continuing with effort when it feels easy or when you're excited. It is about keeping your focus when things seem difficult, when doubts creep in, or when your current reality does not reflect the success you are working towards. It is during these times, when the evidence of your desire is not yet visible, that your belief is tested. And this is where the second key belief becomes crucial. You cannot persist if you do not believe. Belief is the fuel that powers persistence. Without belief, you will falter at the first sign of opposition or delay. With belief, you will find the strength to continue, knowing that your persistence will lead you to the fulfillment of your desires. Belief, at its core, is the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours. It is the inner knowing that no matter what appears to be happening in the external world, your reality is already being shaped by your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. When you truly believe, you stop questioning whether or not your desires are possible. You cease to doubt your worth, your capabilities, or the power of your intentions. Belief is what gives you the courage to persist even when the world seems to be telling you that your goals are out of reach. Belief is the inner knowing that the law of assumption and manifestation is always in operation, and it is working in your favor, even if you cannot see the results right away. It is essential to understand that belief is not something that is external or dependent on other people or circumstances. Belief is a state of mind, a way of thinking that you create and nurture within yourself. If you believe that success is difficult, that abundance is scarce, or that you are not worthy of love, those beliefs will govern your experience. Conversely, if you believe that your success is inevitable, that the universe is abundant, and that you are deserving of all good things, those beliefs will shape your reality. Your belief must become so strong that it overrides any temporary setbacks, any negative thoughts, or any appearances that suggest your desire is not coming to fruition. This is where persistence becomes essential. Many people struggle with maintaining belief because they are too focused on what they can see with their physical eyes. When they look at their current situation, perhaps they are in a job they don't like, struggling with their health, or facing financial difficulties, they conclude that things will never change. They begin to lose belief because they cannot yet see the evidence of the change they desire. This is why persistence in the face of no evidence is so crucial. The universe does not respond to the conditions you see with your eyes, but to the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that you constantly hold within you. If you hold steadfast to your vision and continue to persist with belief, the external world will begin to shift to reflect your inner state. To truly understand how belief and persistence work together, consider the metaphor of a sculptor. A sculptor doesn't see the finished statue immediately. He begins with a block of stone, seemingly formless, and chip by chip, he carves away at it, gradually revealing the statue that already exists within the stone. The sculptor does not give up after the first few chips because he doesn't see the final form yet. He believes in the outcome and continues to persist, slowly but surely bringing his vision to life. In the same way, you must persist and hold belief in your vision, even if it seems like you are still far from the end result. Persistence is about trust. It is about knowing that the process is unfolding even when you cannot see how. When you persist in the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you trust that each moment brings you closer to your goal. Your persistence is not just an act of forceful doing, but a practice of unwavering trust and patience in the unseen forces at work. It is about continuing to align your thoughts and emotions with your desired outcome, regardless of what the present moment may seem to suggest. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to create momentum. When you persist in a direction, when you keep believing and acting as if your goal is already achieved, you begin to build energy that carries you forward. You might not see immediate results, but your actions are setting things in motion. Your persistence begins to influence your subconscious mind, which then works to bring your desires into being. This is where belief becomes so powerful. Belief fuels the momentum that makes everything happen. It gives energy to your actions and allows you to persist in the face of any challenges. It's also important to note that persistence is not about working yourself into exhaustion or forcing outcomes. True persistence comes from a place of inner alignment and flow. When you believe that what you desire is already yours, the energy you invest in your actions is not one of striving or struggling, but one of knowing. You know that you are walking the path that leads to your desired result, and so you move with ease and confidence. Persistence does not have to be hard work. It can flow with grace and patience because it is rooted in the deep trust that your efforts are being rewarded. Belief and persistence also go hand in hand in overcoming setbacks. There will inevitably be times when things don't go as planned, when it seems like your desires are further away than ever, or when you encounter resistance. These moments test your belief and your persistence. They are not signs that your desires are impossible or that the universe is against you. On the contrary, they are invitations to deepen your belief and fortify your persistence. Setbacks are often part of the process of growth, and they can serve as valuable lessons that bring you closer to your desired outcome. If you believe in your vision, you will persist through the challenges, knowing that they are simply stepping stones on the way to your success. It is crucial to remember that belief is not just a mental activity. It is an emotional state, a vibration that you emit into the world. When you believe with your whole being, you act in alignment with that belief. You feel the emotions of success, of fulfillment, of having what you want long before it shows up in your life. This emotional alignment strengthens your persistence because your actions are no longer just about effort, they are an expression of your inner state. When you persist with belief, you are sending out a vibration that attracts what you desire. You are aligning your energy with the energy of your dreams, and this alignment accelerates the manifestation process. Persistence and belief, when combined, form a potent force that can transform your life. Belief gives you the foundation, and persistence is the momentum that carries you forward. When you believe in your ability to create the life you want, and when you persist in your efforts, no matter what challenges arise, you will begin to see your desires take shape in your reality. It may take time, but the key is to remain unwavering in your belief and to keep moving forward with persistence, knowing that your efforts will ultimately pay off. Your greatness does not require comparison to anyone or anything. This is one of the most liberating and empowering truths you can embrace on your journey of self-discovery and manifestation. In a world that often encourages competition, measuring success through external benchmarks, and comparing yourself to others, it can be easy to fall into the trap of believing that your worth and potential are contingent on how you measure up against those around you. However, the reality is that your true greatness lies not in comparison, but in the recognition of your unique, inherent worth and the unlimited potential that exists within you. The moment you begin to compare yourself to others, you are stepping away from your true essence. Comparison is a function of the ego, the part of your mind that seeks validation from external sources. It wants to measure your value based on the opinions and achievements of others. But when you begin to see your greatness as something that is already within you, something that does not need to be validated by others, you free yourself from the chains of comparison. The truth is, there is no one else like you in the world. Your thoughts, your energy, your experiences, your perspectives, and your gifts are entirely unique. There is no need to measure yourself against others, because there is no one else to compare to. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. We live in a society that places a high value on external achievement, titles, accomplishments, social media followings, material success. We are constantly bombarded with images and messages telling us what success looks like, and we often fall into the trap of believing that our worth is tied to these external markers. But your greatness is not defined by what others have achieved or by what the world deems as valuable. Your greatness is defined by the fullest expression of who you are, and the more you step into your true self, the more you will realize that you have everything within you to create the life you desire. Comparison is a thief of joy. It steals your peace, your confidence, and your sense of purpose. When you compare yourself to others, you diminish your own unique potential. You begin to doubt your abilities, question your worth, and lose sight of the incredible gifts that you possess. Whether you are comparing your career to a colleague's, your body to someone else's, or your achievements to someone else's, you are allowing external factors to determine how you feel about yourself. This leads to a mindset of scarcity, where you believe that there is only so much success, love, or abundance to go around. But when you stop comparing and instead focus on your own growth and journey, you tap into an abundant mindset, where you recognize that there is no limit to what you can create and achieve. The truth is, the people you admire and look up to are also on their own journey. They have their own unique challenges, their own path, and their own lessons to learn. Just because someone else is ahead of you in a particular area does not mean that they are better than you, nor does it mean that you are any less capable. Your greatness does not require you to be in competition with anyone. The path to your personal success is uniquely yours. It is shaped by your experiences, your growth, your decisions, and your perspective. By comparing yourself to others, you are not acknowledging the unique path that you are walking. You are forgetting that you are creating your reality in your own way, at your own pace, and in your own time. It is important to recognize that comparison is often based on incomplete or inaccurate information. We tend to compare ourselves to others by only seeing the surface-level aspects of their lives, what they choose to share with the world, or what we perceive through the lens of social media or society's expectations. We do not see the struggles, the fears, the setbacks, or the failures that they may have faced along the way. Every person has their own story, and every success comes with its own set of challenges. When you compare yourself to someone else, you are essentially comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. The truth is, you never know the full picture of someone's life, and so any comparison you make is inherently flawed. Furthermore, the very act of comparison feeds a sense of separation. It reinforces the idea that we are all competing for the same resources or opportunities, when in reality the universe is abundant. There is more than enough success, love, joy, and opportunity for everyone. When you stop comparing, you recognize this abundance, and you can embrace your own potential without the need to measure it against anyone else. The beauty of life is that there are as many ways to succeed as there are people. Your greatness is defined by what is authentic and true to you, not by how well you stack up against someone else's achievements. Another reason comparison is detrimental to your growth is that it distracts you from your own unique journey. Every person has a different purpose, a different set of talents, and a different path to walk. When you spend time comparing yourself to others, you are not focusing on your own evolution. You are not paying attention to your own desires, dreams, and goals. The most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to cultivate self-awareness and self-love, to focus on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and growth, and to trust that your path is perfect for you, even if it does not look like someone else's. When you focus on your own growth, you create space for your own greatness to unfold. There is no need to compare your current self to someone else's future self, because the path to greatness is not linear. Everyone has a different timeline. Some people may achieve their goals quickly, while others may take longer. But this does not mean that one person is better or more capable than another. It simply means that each person is on their own timeline, at their own pace, growing in their own way. Trust in your own process, and be patient with yourself. When you stop comparing, you stop measuring your progress against arbitrary standards and instead focus on your own unique growth. One of the most liberating things you can do is to stop seeking external validation and to cultivate an internal sense of worth. Your greatness is not something that needs to be approved by others. It does not need to be recognized or applauded by the world. When you stop seeking approval, you begin to recognize your worth from within. You begin to understand that your value does not depend on external accolades, opinions, or comparisons. You are worthy simply because you exist, and your greatness comes from your authenticity and your willingness to embrace your own potential. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you create space for true creativity and inspiration. You are no longer bound by the expectations or limitations that comparison creates. You can begin to express yourself fully, to follow your own desires, and to trust that your ideas, your vision, and your journey are valid and valuable. Creativity thrives in an environment of freedom, and freedom comes when you release the need for comparison. You allow yourself to be fully yourself without the need for validation or the constraints of measuring up to someone else. In doing so, you open up to a world of possibility and innovation that is uniquely yours to explore. The key to living a life free of comparison is to cultivate a deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance. When you love and accept yourself as you are, you no longer feel the need to compare yourself to others. You understand that your worth is inherent, and you trust that the path you are on is the right one for you. You recognize that your uniqueness is your strength, and that your greatness is not defined by what others have achieved, but by the fact that you are living in alignment with your true self. Your greatness does not require comparison, because it is not based on anyone else's standards or achievements. It is defined by your own authenticity, your own journey, and your own unique potential. When you stop comparing, you free yourself from the limitations of the ego and the societal pressures that tell you how to measure success. You begin to live a life that is true to you, one that is filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. The more you embrace your own path and trust in your own potential, the more your greatness will unfold. It is time to stop measuring yourself by the yardstick of others and to realize that you are already enough, exactly as you are. Your greatness is inherent, unique, and waiting to be fully expressed.